This is a Bamsters podcast, rated R, and we would like to apologize in advance. We're sorry.
Hello guys and welcome back. Welcome back to the 100th episode of the Bamsters podcast show type thing effort. Right, guys, today I have with me the four guys that tend to hold everything up. Myself, obviously, Bam Havoc, ego so big he has to sit in the opposite room to it. G, the man of mystery, we only know him as the letter G. Draconis, the guy that lives so far south he's practically in Mexico. And Yo Jolly Roger, our resident Murica Freedom Man. Yeah. So, guys, say hello.
Okay, I'm literally the only one who actually uses his real name here. How can I be the man of mystery?
International man of mystery. But nobody knows he actually uses a wheelchair.
Like, what are you talking about? My name is Roger.
What can I say?
And I'm a happy individual, so, I'm describing myself perfectly.
But Roger's spelled with a D. Use R-O-G-E-R, so Roger. Are you sure you're not?
Absolutely sure. This is American right here. Roger. You got me? Roger.
Isn't that how Roger Moore spells it? R-O-G-E-R.
Wrong state. I live in Georgia, not Alabama. And I like people of legal consenting age.
I said Roger Moore, not Roy Moore. Different person.
Fair enough. Gotcha. Anyway, how's it going?
Wow, you confused a guy who played James Bond with Roy Moore? Holy crap.
They both like guns, okay? They like to have these little tiny pistol-y thingies to, go, hey, look what I have. Pew, pew.
Right, so
how's everybody doing?
So before this conversation started, you were discussing, was it Oreos and whiskey? What's up with that? What?
Yes, I'm confused here, man. Like Oreos and whiskey.
Look, it's not the first time I've mixed cookies and alcohol. It tastes great. I got some coffee, put a little bit of vanilla bourbon whiskey in my coffee, and I was having a few Oreos as well.
I mean, I could see like a White Russian maybe and some Oreos. Dip it in the milk, but whiskey?
Actually, one of the best probably cookie alcohol combinations I've ever had was when I went to one of my best friend's wedding in Colorado. And one of the folks there, they did their own home brews, and they made these. They made some kind of home brew that had, I think, oatmeal or something as part of it for like a homebrew type beer. Tasted really good. And then they took some of that batter that they had and actually made cookies with it as well. And the cookies paired really well with that beer. And everybody was kind of looking at me funny because I was dipping the cookies in the beer and then eating them. And then I actually started a trend because other people got curious after seeing me do it enough times that they started trying it.
And that's why Draconis has diabetes.
If not yet, probably soon. My inner fat kid will be happy. my inner fat kid is becoming my outer fat kid, actually.
Don't worry, man. I'm there with you. Jolly, I'm pretty sure you would enjoy a White Russian right about now.
I've actually got a beer with me at the moment. I've actually got 2 beers with me at the moment because I didn't want to get back up to go get another one out of the fridge. Does
Vitelli and Georgi know about this? The 2 big, burly, buff men in Speedos running around your house? Yeah, do they know about this guy called beer?
No. This is actually a nice beer called Yingling. It's very, very yummy. I like it.
Right, so it's a Chinese buff dude. Right, do the Russians know you're cheating them with a Chinese dude?
It's American. It's American oldest brewery.
Okay, right. Okay, if you keep okay, Jolly. Yeah, I'll let you have that, Jolly. Let you have that.
It's a good beverage. Good beverage.
It's actually been on my list to try, but I never got around to it.
Like, we weren't able to get it for a long time, and then eventually one of the other big guys bought them out and actually started distributing it to actual Georgia. Because at one point we couldn't get it past like the Rockies or some shit. Like, couldn't get it over on the East Coast.
Wait,
so
when you
what
say
are you
Rockies,
guys drinking?
when you say Rockies, Jolly, is that the mountain range that kind of goes up the west coast of the states? Is that the Rockies or something? Where's the Rockies?
Yes. Rockies is in like the mountains.
Okay, fair enough. Thought you were talking about Rocky Road as an ice cream. Poor old Drac would have jumped out of his skin if I yeah.
I know he perked up. I'm pretty sure I saw his little light on the TeamSpeak thing pop up when I was like, the Rockies. And he's like, ooh, Rockies whiskey.
No, I don't care for Rocky Road, but I do like me some chocolate chip cookie dough.
You talking shit there, dude. As you said, your inner fat kid's becoming outer fat kid. When it comes to ice cream, my inner fat kid just goes nuts. So yeah, I me some ice cream.
Well, a small note, Yunglin, they actually do ice cream, if I'm not mistaken.
Don't tell Jolly, he might buy some.
Who? I'm confused. What? Who?
Yungling Breweries, they also do a Yungling ice cream.
I may have to look at the grocery stores. I doubt it's going to be in Georgia, though.
I think it's the one that's President Trumpy's favorite, though.
You had to go there, didn't you?
Well, why you gotta ruin something before I even get to try it?
Well, thank you very much, G, for now demonetizing this video on the YouTubes. Thanks, G. Thank you.
Why would it be
Thanks a lot.
demonetized? I heard you say something about like anytime we say the T.
Every time we say the Trump word, the T word, whatever have you, no word of a lie, YouTube just hammers down, bang. This video has unfavorable content for advertisers. It's like, well, hang on a minute.
Well, can't we do some
What?
kind of censorship? We can self-censor. Can't you put like bacon there? Like just record the word bacon and just
That would work.
toss it on top of something?
That would work. That would work. Baking fixes everything. But everything else is
Actually,
beer.
I really
Yes.
love that idea, Jolly. That's awesome. We could use that for all kinds of things.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
everyone do like a straight up PG episode? God forbid.
No, I like it. Use the word bacon. Instead of whenever G says Trump to deliberately sabotage the YouTube version of this, we just say bacon. I like that, G. I like that, Jolly rather. I like that. Good idea. Good idea. But yeah, this is getting a bit serious now when it comes to the whole YouTube type thing. You even so much as like the last episode, for example. I think the guest we had on said shit, and G said Trump, or Trumpistan, or Trumpstify, or whatever. And no word of a lie, YouTube came down like a ton of bricks. Bang! This video is not suitable for meow meow meow. It's like, oh, Jesus. Thanks. You know, it was perfectly valid points we were raising. Nothing is untoward or anything else, you know. Yes, we're a bit cheeky. Yes, we're a bit Pokey the Bear type story. But nothing's... Yeah, never mind, eh? Yeah.
I think that's another clip that we need is that we can dub over words that are deemed unacceptable as Bam just going meow meow meow.
Oh, dude. Meow meow meow. You're a dirty bitch. Yes, I that's from a film I watched. I can't remember which film it is. But ever since I watched that film, I've used that phrase. Love it. Love it. I don't know where it's from, though. I think it
What
was...
phrase?
Meow, meow, meow. You're a dirty bitch. I can't remember. I think it's Adam Sandler film, I'm thinking. But I can't remember. I was probably drunk at the time watching it. But yeah.
I gotcha. I was hearing meow 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 and I was just thinking Super Troopers.
Super Troopers is a quality film. Absolutely quality film. When the guy falls into the beer vat and the only way to save himself is to drink beer. And he doesn't manage it and drowns. And then his twin brother, who shits a plum, comes on, mate, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And they go to beer fest. Oh, mate, quality film. Oh, wait, that wasn't Super Troopers. Whoops, I'm getting the two mixed up. Whoops, never mind, sorry. I got the two mixed
A
up.
little off.
No, they made two really good films. Super Troopers and, oh, God, what was the other one called? Was it Beer Fest?
I think Beer Fest was actually the name of a movie. The one where they end with like the chugging of the boot.
Oh, yeah, when you have to turn the boot to carry on drinking because the boot will then just drown you in all sorts of deliciousness.
The air pocket is
Yeah.
what always screwed up people. Yeah.
God, that was a good film. I can't believe I simultaneously went from Super Troopers with the guys in the cop cars screaming across into Beer Fest or Oktoberfest or whatever they call it. Yeah, that was a good film, man. Good bloody film.
I heard they're making a second one too.
Super Troopers 2, seriously.
Yeah, I heard they were getting back together to make a second Super Troopers.
I think it was like Kickstarted. Motherfucker. I had to like.
And this episode brought to you by Johnny's cell phone ringtones. Yeah.
Like of all the times for it to go off is when I'm actually hitting the key to talk.
I think right there, that's a bacon. Meow meow meow.
Well, don't worry, Jolly. Drac is followed by a close second when it comes to your cell phones going off.
Hey, I remembered to turn mine off today. Damn it.
I didn't think I would have to, but apparently I should have.
I tell you what, boys. G is being awfully quiet. Why?
Oh, I'm cleaning up my browser tabs.
What do tell? What's your browser tabs? Go on, tell us.
There was one on Yankerman, the Ron Bundy Legend movie thing. And then just some various tweets that was interesting, but not interesting enough.
Sounds like a perfectly dull evening in the G household.
Yeah, but I have the responsibility of booking guests, so I look through a lot of tweets.
Okay.
Having seen G's desktop before, I can tell you there may be a crap ton of tabs open, but they're not. Any of them don't seem to be particularly scandalous.
I was hoping that it would be, because I remember correctly, there was a dude, I don't know, apparently he got an epileptic fit for watching a GIF or some shit, and he feigned or something, an epileptic fit or whatever have you, and the guy that sent him the GIF got like done or something, hammered over, run over, whatever have you. And in one of the tweets, he sent out a picture of him looking at a desktop, and one of the corners of the tabs was an icon to Pornhub, and it was Japanese hentai tentacle octopus pussy thing porn. I was like, what? And you claim you're epileptic when you watch that stuff? Holy shit, boy! I was hoping there was something quite juicy in G's tab history.
Oh, I'm sure there is. There's been some really weird stuff, and when you just follow things down.
Well, just read them off.
What?
Just read them off as you close them down.
Well, not so much I'm closing down, but I've been following through the Star Trek, the original timeline at Star Trek OT, because they've just been properly pooping all over the new Star Trek timeline, the Jar Jar stuff. So that's been fun.
Yeah, you're boring. That's boring. What's wrong with the Jar Jar Binks Star Trek new thing? And don't you dare say lens flare, because lens flare, I didn't really have a problem with it.
Let's see. There was a good observation about the new TV series where they start out saying nobody has seen a Klingon for 100 years, and then the hero goes, "Oh yeah, that's a Klingon because I saw one last week." Wait, what?
That makes no bloody sense.
Continuity issues all over, just internally inside the TV series. I think Grit and I has been whining about it back last year. So.
Oh yes, this is your STD moment, wasn't it? When the STD moment spilled over onto your laptop and cooked the board. Yes, I had a lot of fun with those phrases.
So, Bam, what do you have on your desktop right now? What kind of tab you got open up?
Let's have a look. Right now, it is BBC, food recipes, YouTube, Eve Valkyrie forums, Discord. Ooh, God, I can't read today. Twitter, TweetDeck, and Twitch. Those are the only tabs I have open.
Wait, I didn't take you for a guy who was interested in African American. Yeah, I didn't think you'd go there. The BBC.
BBC food recipes.
Wrong.
British Broadcasting Corporation. That's even how it's spelled. Food recipes, bro.
BBC. Yeah. Anybody who wants to Google BBC, let me know what pops up.
I'll Google BBC right now. I can tell you right now what will come up.
Take off safe search.
I can do it in capitals. There you go. BBC Home. BBC.co.uk. BBC News, BBC Sport, BBC TV.
Okay, you can't use Google. Try Bing.
The British Broadcasting Corporation is a British public service broadcaster.
BBC.
Its headquarters are Broadcasting House in London. Blah blah blah. See, it's a massive TV network in the UK. You see, I don't know what you're talking about, Jolly.
I'm sure you don't know what I'm talking about.
So now I'm going to go to Bing.
All that time on the Navy.
All that time in the Navy.
All those
the
seamen.
Navy. Hey, at least I wasn't a submariner, stuck in a steel dog tube full of semen. At least I wasn't one of those.
Man, I have to go to the second page for the search, but something about Billionaire Boys Club and Bass Boat Central. I don't know. Doesn't seem very interesting.
Well, I just Googled on Bing, and it's the British Broadcasting Corporation. The British Broadcasting Corporation is a British public service broadcaster. Its headquarters are a broadcasting house in London. Yeah, and it's
I think
the
the
oldest.
lesson here is those search engines will show things based on your previous searches and your browsing patterns. So if Jolly gets something else, he's just been browsing something different than Bam has.
So, Jolly, what have you been browsing that's different to what I've been browsing to?
I've actually got the same stuff as you. Sadly, I was hoping you would pop up something and it'd be a whole page full of stuff that's
Should I go
not
pictures?
British. But no, I've got just really boring BBC letters all the way through the page.
Should I Google images rather? Hang on, let's go BBC images. BBC.
It's probably going to give you the same thing. I just have a literal ton of just BBC Radio, BBC HD, BBC London, BBC Sport. I was hoping it was going to be like the adult film actress recently who there was some rumors of the bacon guy has been paying her like 130 grand to keep quiet about some certain things, and so her name was trending on Twitter, and I saw a tweet about it, and it was like, "Rip anybody searching for Stormy." I can't remember the last name of the actress on War Computers, because yeah, she was an adult film star.
So yes.
May have had some
Johnny
fun
has
with
been
Trump.
Googling things differently.
Well, this was on Twitter, man.
Yeah. It was on Twitter. It's on Google as well, I believe.
That was the. There's actually drinks name from her now. You can get Stormy Daniels cocktails.
That sounds sounds about right.
Oh yeah, it's bars in DC have fun whenever there's a scandal and name cocktails after whatever the scandal is. So that when the politicians show up, they go, "Oh yeah, here's a reminder." It's always fun.
I mean, free publicity, like marketing, any kind of marketing out there is pretty nice.
Hang on, wasn't she the one that cut off pube hairs and sent them in like a little vial to fans or something?
That sounds awkward. I don't know. I want to say she ran for like Senate or something like that. Like after the porn career, let's say she went a different route. I think she tried running for Senate or something like that.
I don't see what the problem with that is.
No problem. I'm just saying.
U.S.
she
Senator
ran for
bears
Senate.
all, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
They call it
Whatever works
Capitol Hill
for 'em.
for a reason, you know?
There,
So,
I think I cleaned
Draconis?
up everything.
well, what do you have on your tabs?
I think Drake is quite quickly deleting all those tabs before we get
I
to
know
the
it's
next question.
closing out of them right now.
No, mine just aren't very interesting, at least not to you guys anyway. I've only got 4 tabs open on Google Chrome right now, and 2 of them are for Mega Constructs.
Well, what?
I like rip-off Legos. Mega Constructs.
Rip off Lego.
You can call them rip-off Legos if you want, but they're badass. I mean, they've got
I'm
more
just
points
saying,
of
isn't that what they
articulation. So, yeah, more or less. Like the cool thing about the Mega Constructs is the additional points of articulation, so you can do more with them. But I just finished up 3 custom ones, the first custom toys I've ever done. So I was posting stuff up on their forums.
I got you. You'll post on those forums, but you won't post on Reddit. What's the deal there?
This will be the first time I've ever posted on Mega Constructs forums.
I got you.
Reddit is like this freaking monster of a site that is kind of intimidating to try and figure out where to find shit sometimes.
I mean, there's a search bar. You just type it in and pop up some subreddits.
Well, I think mostly it's just because of the fact that I'm not familiar with Reddit, so probably if I spent more time getting to know Reddit, then it might not be so bad.
Or you'd run away.
Could be that too.
Let's be honest. Most people who use Reddit are not running anywhere.
Good point.
Nothing to add to that.
I like that. That's a good point.
I use Reddit. I'm allowed to say that. And I'm also not running anywhere.
Thanks to Reddit, I devolved into 4chan and then receded into Poll. So, yeah. Thank you very much, Reddit, for doing that to me. Click.
Well, you went a different route than I've been on Reddit. I
No, where
stay
did you
away
go?
from 4chan and Poll. I guess there's some. Are you on the Donald too, man?
No, I'm not on the Donald. Thank you.
Because those 3 subreddits seem to go hand in hand.
I see. I reckon Poll is the main instigator of all the shit that 4chan starts. I reckon. So Poll pokes 4chan, and then 4chan pokes either Reddit or Tumblr, and then Tumblr shits itself. And because Tumblr has a shit fit and a proper fanny wobble, right? Then the rest of the world then finds out and then points and laughs at Tumblr. Meanwhile, 4chan sits up and just drinks those salty bacon tears. It's all Poll's doing, I reckon. So the stuff I've read on Poll is I want to say mind blowing, but it's really not. It's just angry 40-year-old men and how do you say angry 13-year-old boys. So the demographic fits quite well.
Yeah, it's like angry 40-year-old men pretending to be 15, 16-year-old boys, and 15, 16-year-old boys pretending to be angry 40-year-old men.
Yeah, there we go. That's essentially it. Yeah.
I looked at that a couple times. It's an interesting subreddit. Look at 4chan a couple times. It's like a best of the actual 4chan site.
The good God, there's a YouTuber on. I'll say there's a YouTuber on the internet. There's a YouTuber called Internet Historian, right? And he's done a series of bits and pieces from 4chan and Poll and whatever have you. and it's actually quite interesting how it all fits together and so on. He did a bit on Shia LaBeouf, capture the flag, when he did the He Will Not Divide Us wall, and then there was a flag in a field and they found it, and then a flag in a bedroom in London, they found that as well, and good God, it's just amazing how when the power of the internet gets put to use to find something, they found this flag in a room, right, with just a blank wall, and all they had to go on was a sunset and a sunrise. That's all they had to go on. Found it in 3 hours. The flag they found in a field, they used flight paths and a mapping of the stars and all that nonsense, and they found it within was it a day?
But there's a lot more to that story, though. They use internet detectives, man. You gotta watch out.
Dude, seriously, when you piss someone off on the internet, holy shit. Don't make sure it's not a 4chan or a poll, because holy crap, you are going down.
Supposedly, it started out, they searched the web, social media, to see where Shia LaBeouf had been posting, or people had taken pictures with him, and they found out the state, and they had people drive around honking their horn, and they had people watching the live stream listening for the honks of the horn. And then they would coordinate with each other. It's oh, I heard the horn, so you're close to the flag. And that's supposedly how they somewhat found the flag and then took it down.
But do you see what they replaced it with? Make America Great Again, cap and
the hats
it's
and
oh
the Pepe
God.
Frog.
Oh yeah, it's oh God, no. But
there's a different one though. There was a couple Brits. I want it. 1 second.
Is that your pizza?
Did something happen to Jolly?
I'm wondering if somebody came to his door or he got a phone call or something.
I'm thinking someone came to his door because this looks like the right sort of time he order a pizza, or maybe gets beer delivered to him. You know what they're like in Georgia. They wake up in the morning. They instead of using mouthwash, they use beer. For breakfast, it's
You're correct.
whiskey.
The pizza was here.
There we go. Oh, there we go. So I wasn't half wrong. There we go.
I don't have beer delivery. That'd be amazing, though.
Oh, dude, seriously, that'd be
right
cool.
up the street, though. If
Beer
I really
delivery's
got
a good idea.
desperate.
Right, so you're getting onto this whole Shia LaBeouf thing. You said there were Brits involved? Was that the one over in Liverpool?
No, it was.
What?
It's in the same vein as internet detectives finding the location of something. This was I think it was two Brits. Popular YouTube channel. Can't recall the name of it though, because I've never watched them before this. But they came to America for the solar eclipse, and they posted up a video, and they were like, "Can you find us where we're at in America?" And they didn't give them any information really, except for the video itself, and they said the temperature. And people posted up on, I think Google Maps of the coordination or the coordinates that they thought where they were at. And it was thousands of people, but 10 people came within 100 feet of the exact location that these dudes were standing in the middle of a cornfield watching the solar eclipse go by. And I'm going to show the link to that video whenever I find it in the Discord. And you can see, it was an interesting video. And at the end, they were like, please don't look for us again.
Well, speaking of that, there's also another YouTuber called Thunderfoot, and he actually recorded the whole eclipse go over and the shadow of it going across the plains or whatever. And that's another very good video. Yeah.
They looked at they were measuring the light, the shadows, links of the shadows, and all this other kind of stuff, and looking at all the videos and stuff. And then one guy, getting real technical, a lot of math involved. And then one guy that was in the top 10 was I just spent a lot of time on Google Maps. He was literally on Street View of Google Maps, just searching for the street that these dudes were on.
Good God. Right, no one find me, please. Holy shit.
But we know where you are.
Oh, you do. Don't want
We
the
try
rest
to
of those
forget, but we
normie
do
weirds
know,
to look
so,
where I
yeah.
am. God.
You kept giving people pointers on how to find Drac and Jolly, so getting a bit worried.
Well, Jolly's
What
easy
now?
to find. He's in Georgia, right? So all you have to do is go to, I don't know, a bar. Jolly Drac is even easier to find. He's in fucking Mexico. Near enough. So, look at Mexico. You'll find him.
Sandy Hook is big enough that I don't think I'd be that easy to find.
No, Jack, rather. God, mixing the Yanks again. Drac is pronounced Mexico. Not San Diego, Mexico.
I think you're confusing the difference between a country and a city.
No. I think you've got the whole thing. California's practically Mexico, according to some people in San Francisco. Apparently it's a third world country. third world state, whatever have you. You know, doom and gloomers.
Well, I think earlier today we concluded drag, and I was testing some internet streaming things, and it came up and concluded drag's in Mexico.
Yes, well, that was because of something else I had running on my machine at the time.
Was it perhaps maybe a certain website called Pornhub?
No, it was not.
Are you sure about this? Because I'm sure you deleted all your Pornhub tabs.
You can be sure as you want, but no, it was not.
Who are you more afraid of? Your wife or me finding out you're looking at Pornhub?
If I was, it would be my wife, dude. She would kill me.
Really? She wouldn't join in? Good God. Freaking, yeah. Puritan.
You live in California, man. It's supposed to be free and all that stuff over there.
Yeah, well, just because someone lives in a state where many folks may have open ideas doesn't mean that everyone who lives there is as open as some of the folks who do.
I mean, you got legal weed now.
Yeah, I'm curious how that's going to turn out with the fact that the federal government may be pursuing folks that are selling that stuff. So it's legal at the state level, but the federal government is going to get all the information they need to raid these places.
So it's just an elaborate scheme to arrest more people and fill up your already overcrowded prison system. Yay!
We're not trying to fill up the overcrowded ones. The ones that are empty are the one we're trying to fill up.
You've built more prisons? Good God, man.
Yeah, it's privatized, man. It's for-profit prison, so yeah. They build them all over the place.
You build prisons for profit? How the hell is keeping somebody in a room generating you profit? Good God.
Not me specifically. I don't have enough money to start a prison. That'd be amazing if I did.
You got a spare room, haven't you?
But no, the prisons, they get paid so much for every inmate that's there, so the government pays them so much for every inmate. To the point where there actually has been prisons who have threatened the local city that they're located in. If you guys don't fill up my jail cells, I'm going to close down the prison.
And that's a bad thing. Why?
Well, usually it's local cities that don't have very many jobs, and they're like, oh, we're the highest employer in your city, so fill my prison up, or I'm closing it down.
So they arrest someone for bogus reasons to them in prison just to keep other people. That's bullshit.
It happens.
Or maybe they arrest people for legitimate reasons, but then they give them a higher sentence to keep them in jail longer.
They will try to tack on anything they can.
Good God.
Bam, just some details, because this is one of those topics that actually interest me. We shouldn't actually pick on the US for this, particularly, although they seem to, run with things and make it bigger and worse. The UK is the country that introduced the concept of commercial or for-profit prisons. And today, in the UK, all prisons must turn a profit.
Well, gee, I'm shocked to learn about this. I have never been to prison in the UK. I've been arrested 3 times, but never been to prison in the UK. I wouldn't know this. So, okay, right. I don't know this. This is news to me.
Yeah, it's people keep hammering on how terrible it is, in the US, but literally the UK is the country that introduced this concept, and it's not until recently-ish that I think Scotland said to hell with it and are trying to get away from that. It's one of the things they disagree with Westminster about, because it is a nasty thing and it goes wrong every so often.
Oh, don't get me started on the whole Scottish-English thing. When Brexit goes through, Scotland's going to go for a referendum to leave. Farage is going for another referendum on the leave thing. I know. That's all I can think of when I think of Scotland asking for a referendum to leave the UK. Is that phrase is freedom. I can't. It just makes me laugh every single fucking time. It does. It's brilliant. But yeah, anyway, it's Farage looking for another referendum to the original Brexit vote. Scotland's looking for a referendum if the UK get Brexited. I think people open their eyes now to see that it's a silly idea, I think. But there's a lot of steadfasties sort of saying, rah, 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 it'll be better, we'll be like Switzerland. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Switzerland's a landlocked country. Yeah. You're nothing like it. You can't compare the two because 2 different demographics, 2 different people, 2 different political spheres, very different demographics. You can't compare the two. England might be better. It might be worse. You don't know. Anyway, enough about politics.
This episode of the Bamsters Podcast is brought to you in part by Bacon! It's nutritious. It's delicious. And if you haven't had any bacon today, then you are just not living right, son. So head down to your local grocer and inquire about the different types of bacon they have available. And after you cook those puppies up and enjoy that savory goodness, come back and give us a thumbs up. So go on, don't wait. Get out there, get some bacon, and live your life right.
Well, you know, bit of humour, humour never hurts anyone, you know. This is just a gathering of the 100th episode, you know, us four guys talking nonsense. You know, it's always worked. Always worked.
And here I was looking forward to kind of reflect on past episodes.
We did that before Christmas!
Yeah, but meanwhile, you and Drag tried to explain Meltdown and Spectre last episode.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, look, when he said Meltdown and Spectre, right, honestly, I thought it was Netflix. I swear to God, there's a thing on YouTube called Meltdown and a movie called Spectre. I'm like, what's wrong with Netflix? You know, what's wrong with Netflix? And he said, no, man. No. Nothing to do with Netflix. It's Intel and its CPU processors. It's like, what?
Yeah, but it's not just... don't really want to go there. Drag, it's not just Intel's.
I thought on PC it was Intel's, and then with regards to mobile, it was other things.
It's Intel's and ARM's, and pretty much everything. Every single CPU is affected by one or both. And I saw somebody just today saying they found a way to exploit Spectre, which means that AMD is also compromised. So have fun.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, no, it was just, of course I listened to it and it just, guys, okay. It was an experience listening to the two of you.
2-6, I'm gonna grab a beer.
Isn't it always an experience listening to one or both of us?
To any of us.
Well, see,
Yes.
it's like if you want interaction with a listener, like you just tell them the wrong information that they know the right information. It's like asking a question online. Like if you're looking for an answer to something, you don't post up a question like, "Oh, how do you do so and so?" You pretend like you know the answer, so everybody will correct you. So
literally the
intentional.
whole flat Earth thing is just people trying to figure out how round the Earth is.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
So you're basically just hacking the internet, or the people on the internet. Clever jolly.
That sounded almost like Jurassic.
It was a compliment, and I'm taking it.
I was going to go with Jurassic Park, clever girl.
Yeah, then I should have said it differently, I think. I should be holding a shotgun, and we should be out in the bush. So, yeah, no.
Thank God Bam went to get a beer and didn't hear you say Bush, or we'd be back on the Pornhub topic.
Good.
So go on then, what beers are you guys currently drinking? Because I've got a doozy.
Didn't we talk about this already? I told you I'm drinking vanilla-infused bourbon.
With cookies, yeah, but that's not beer. So you lose, go get a beer.
I haven't had beer in a while, actually. I shifted to cider a while back.
Cider's good.
About the only beer I drink is Yingling. I don't drink beer too much. More of a rum kind of guy.
Yeah, I've been
Speaking
having
of-
a few Cubanistos, mixing the whole beer and rum thing. But
Yeah,
besides that,
speaking-
nothing.
Now, speaking of rum, sometime this year I'm going to have to order some of that Pirate's Grog and try that out.
If you want some good rum, I can get you some rum and post it to you. But the rum is called Pusses, and it's some good
That
rum.
does not even sound good.
No, Pussa refers to Navy, so it's naval rum. Pussa refers to Navy, so it's naval rum. Not as in an oozy pustule that's pussing out. It's just what they call it, Pussa.
Yeah, I think that name probably could have used some revisions.
Dude, the rum's older than me. Fuck, it's probably older than G, like 300-400 years old. I mean, for fuck's sakes, back in those days, words had very different meanings. In fact, Google it. Pussa's rum. Go, Google it now. Go.
Don't want to.
Go.
The original Royal Navy rum.
Correct. And let me tell you, on board British warships, you get given 3 cans of beer a day for free.
They have gunpowder proof.
Correct.
You know, I see they have one that's spiced. I'm not a big fan of the spiced rum, though. Typically, when I have any kind of rum here, I usually have the Malibu, which is like coconut-flavored rum.
I drink Malibu coconut rum too, but I usually mix it in my Bacardi rum.
Oh, I don't mix it with Bacardi rum. I just mix it with Coke.
No, dude, Caribou Lou. You just get a pitcher, pour like half the bottle of the Malibu 151 rum into it, then pour like a quarter or half depending on how many times you've drinking it before. I'd go with a quarter of the Malibu coconut rum in the pitcher, and then take some pineapple juice and pour it into the pitcher. Add some ice, and you're good for like the day.
You lost me at pineapple juice, dude. I was good up until then. Ugh.
I mean, you don't have to add the pineapple juice, but you probably want to have the pineapple juice in this concoction.
You're probably one of those weirdos that likes pineapple on pizza.
I love
Nothing wrong
pineapple.
with pineapple on pizza.
I love pineapple in
Heathens.
general.
It's disgusting.
Whatever. Pineapple on pizza is great. It helps break through the fat that you put on there, you know, with the hams and mushrooms and cheeses and stuff. It's a nice zing.
You don't have
for the
mushroom
tongue.
on pizza with pineapple.
You do?
It's bacon on the
Okay.
pizza with pineapple.
Why
Okay.
would you mess with bacon like that? You are disgusting.
Dude, seriously, bacon and pineapple go together much better than bacon and peanut butter.
Oh, no, they do not.
Oh, yes, they do.
Bacon and peanut butter are like next to heaven, dude. You
No,
can't get any
disagree.
better than that.
Disagree. Johnny would back
Especially
me up.
if you
Pineapple
mix in a
and
little bit of
bacon
syrup.
isn't next to heaven.
It
It's
is
in
heaven.
the gate.
Bacon, peanut butter, and syrup, man, I could die happy right there.
No, I agree with Johnny.
Your peanut butter and bacon's outside the gate.
Yeah,
Like
I
knocking.
agree with Johnny. Speaking to
Pineapple
St.
and
Peter.
bacon's on the inside saying no, bro.
Fucking right. I agree with Johnny. I have to agree with Johnny on this one, Jack. Bacon and pineapple are in heaven, mate. Yeah. Bacon and peanut butter. I've tried this, believe it or not. It was good. It just made me feel, I don't know, oily, if that makes any sense.
I would say nothing you're saying makes any sense since you're in favor of pineapple and bacon together.
You probably like anchovies too.
I do not.
Well, there's some hope for you yet. I shall have to educate you further.
Damn it, now I want a pizza.
Go to
That
Johnny.
does
He's having
actually
pizza
sound
now.
really good.
No, you can't get the kind of pizza that I want.
What
I
pizza
found
do
a
you
grand
want?
total of a handful of stores that sell them.
What pizza do you want?
Well, I used to live in a small city called Aalborg in northern Denmark. The local classic is kebab meat, chilies, salami, mushroom. There's another kind of meat on it as well. And then quite greasy, but then a salad or lettuce on top of it, along with a garlic dressing. They are good.
Okay, so all I heard was meat and garlic. That's not bad. And then a bit of green to make you feel better about yourself. Okay.
No, a thick layer even of iceberg and cucumber and a bit of tomato.
Okay, tomato I can understand because it's, tomato, pizza, goes very well together. But lettuce? You're just drinking or eating rather shriveled up lettuce. That's like eating slugs, dude.
Yeah, but I don't know why, but the pizzas they made up there were good. And it was specifically because of that layer of, iceberg and other green stuff on top of all this. And if you eat it without it, it's really spicy. There's a lot of chili in it. But with the garlic dressing on top of the salad, on top of the pizza, it kind of cools it down and makes it really good and really edible.
Yeah, but you got to remember who's talking here. This is the guy that has like ketchup as spaghetti sauce, so we can't really be taking like serious suggestions from G on food.
Thank
Chili
you,
ketchup.
Drac, for bringing me back to the real world. Thank you, Drac. You're right. G does consider tomato sauce as pasta sauce. What? Never understood why.
Chili ketchup, mate, on pasta. Works well.
Oh, God. There's no hope for you, G. No hope. No hope.
I'm looking at Amazon for this Puzzle's naval rum thingy, and they have this frequently bought together. One bottle and another bottle and a small measuring thingy. So, well, isn't that just more of it?
Yeah, what's better than rum? Either beer or more rum.
2 bottles of rum.
It's really... Normally when go, if you bought this, other people
What kind of
also
question is
bought
that?
that thing, it works well together. It's just, if you buy rum, just buy more rum.
That sounds perfectly legitimate to me. What is the confusion here?
I'm slightly worried that this measuring thing looks more like a bucket with a handle on it.
Oh,
That's for the drunk on the go.
when I was in, God,
Navy boy,
many,
what's a
many years
gill?
ago. You first, G, you first.
What's a gill?
Eh?
Naval rum measure. Half gill. What's a gill?
I think you're pronouncing that wrong.
Gill. Jill?
Is this where we find out Bam's been lying this whole time and he never was in the Navy?
There's just a YMC cover band the whole time.
Dude, seriously.
Suspiciously
In the
silent.
Navy. I love that song, man. It's a great song. Gil, I believe, if I really want to know the stupid thing behind it, Gil is a fucking measuring cup, mate, that has a particular measure to it. back in the 70s, right? You used to get 2 pints of beer and then your rum, your tot of rum sort of thing at the end of the day. This is like naval tradition since 400 years ago when God, ages ago, right? Ages ago. And it's always been through the forces, whatever have you. And in the 70s, they stopped the rum ration and gave you an extra can of beer. Now, a half gill is just a cup you measure your rum in, you know?
It looks like a large shot glass. That's like a triple shot glass. It's not very big.
It was just a fucking cup, mate. Honestly, it's a teacup. Fuck, I saw one once.
I'm looking on them right now. Like I googled it real
yes,
quick.
I'll just use Google. That's a much better idea.
What were you using?
My half-baked memory.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's like a little tiny teacup.
Well, since we're talking about Navy, I'm going to shift the subject here a little bit. Since Jolly has a PC and Bam is getting a PC in the near future, you guys need to seriously look into getting Sea of Thieves so we can all go sail around and cause some havoc.
I've seen, or I've had people actually suggest that a couple times so far. I just joined a beta, or signed up for a beta of something. It's not Sea of Thieves, it's a different one. Skull and Bones or something? No, I can't remember what the name was. It's Ubisoft. It's a Ubisoft pirate game.
Send me the info, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's actually called Skull and Bones.
Isn't that supposed to come on the
sign up for
PlayStation
that.
as well?
Yeah, it's PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
Yeah, and Sea of Thieves is Xbox and Windows only.
Yes.
Windows only, as in I have to download it from like the Windows Store, or can I get it from the Steam Store?
Man, I hope we can play it on Steam. I don't like the way they do things in that Windows Store.
I've never downloaded any. I don't want to do the Windows Store thing at all for anything.
Well, me and a buddy of mine, we just picked up Gears of War, the original, like remastered edition, as well as Gears of War 4, and that was the only way we could get it was through the Windows Store. And then, of course, we
I would not be
all
playing
kinds of problems trying to connect just to play Gears of War, the original one, co-op.
If it's on Windows Store, then it's still Xbox exclusive to me because I'm not going to download it or play it. Nope, not happening.
I don't blame you, Jolly. I don't blame you.
I've already got Steam. I've already got the Epic one or whatever. And there's another one I've had to download for some stupid thing. I don't want to download any more launchers or storefronts.
Yeah, I've got Steam, Origin, Ubisoft, Epic, Bungie, or not Bungie, sorry, I'm having a mind blank, Battle.net for Destiny 2. It's like, geez. Now the Windows Store, which came with Windows 10, but still.
See, I've always seen PC players saying, oh, it's so much better than console. You know what store I had on console? I had to go to the PlayStation Store. That's the only one I had to go to.
Well, that is nice that they keep it pretty simple for you guys.
You say simple like it's a bad thing, when efficiency is the goal in life.
Yeah, it was a
Can
little
you-
bit of a dig, but keeping it simple is actually a nice thing.
You can get PlayStation games, I think, on Amazon, like digital downloads on Amazon. So there's an extra store.
Well, you're just getting the code, and then you're putting that code into the PlayStation, are you not?
Yeah,
Into the
pretty much.
PlayStation Store, so yeah, it's still the same store. It's just
Yeah. My biggest gripe with it though is everything on the PlayStation Store. You know, a game comes out, it's €60. 3 years later, it's still €60. Like the prices don't drop. Go on Steam, it's €60. 2 weeks later, it's gotten 1,700 bad reviews because somebody misinterpreted something, and it's €20.
See, that's not the case though. If it's a physical disc, seems like those thing like they say price, but it seems like a few months after a game comes out nowadays, it's half price.
Not what I'm seeing on PSN, at least not over here. I'm seeing these when they come out and say, oh yeah, with PS Plus we'll give you this €60 game for free. Yeah, it was €60 when it came out 4 years ago. I can buy it over on Amazon with a physical disc for $14.95. So, sorry, I'm just thinking Sony's PlayStation Store, it's nice and simple, but it's not competitive.
Well, I think that's probably the bad thing about having only one store is it doesn't have to be as competitive.
Oh man, we're fucking up. We're messing up. I just noticed somebody in Twitter saying, oh, they'll interview creative people. It only cost $5. So the
Wait,
guests
what?
the guests pay $5 to be interviewed.
It's like
Yeah.
Fiverr. Like, dude, can we do that? Can we? Wait, do we have to issue refunds?
I think we'll have to issue refunds constantly. Yes.
Is there going to be chargebacks? Because that could cost us more money than we're making.
I was going to say, I almost think we might have to pay people to interview them.
Yeah, I don't think we're making money because Trump don't really make any
Jesus.
money on YouTube.
You love
See?
sabotaging that Jolly G. Jolly your name is that person over there. God.
See, you need to get the recording so you can just replace it with bacon.
I'm going to. Bacon. God. Right. That is rather shocking. Yeah, I didn't realize that people actually charged to be interviewed. Holy crap, I didn't realize that. I think we are going somewhere horribly wrong.
Yeah, that's where we're making a mistake. That's what we're doing wrong. Yeah.
That's
about
the
it.
whole
Think about
sole
it.
reason right there.
We could have $500. We've had 100 episodes. We could have around $500 to do with what we please. You know, beer, more bacon, hot women. You know, I could retire on that.
Yeah, post-Brexit, definitely. Wait, I went political again. Sorry.
Oh God, someone's feeling testy.
No, that's not what that should be.
Now who's thinking of Pornhub?
No, we should get the show on, what's that for pay thing on YouTube? RedTube.
Definitely not RedTube.
No, Johnny G. I think it's YouTube Red, not RedTube G.
Is there a difference?
Oh yeah, yes, big difference. The company that owns Pornhub also owns RedTube, also owns many other tubes. Put it that way.
Name of that company? Happy Times.
There we go.
So what are we planning in the future? Obviously, we're not going to be able to charge people $5 an interview. Like, is there anything planned? Like,
No,
got
we're
a
gonna
lot of
charge them
interviews
10
set up?
instead.
Say it's 10, knock it down to 5, negotiate style.
Yeah, well, we can start at 20, and then we end up paying them.
Well, we have that as one of the breakers. I think we're selling the ad spots or the breaker spots as, you know, if anybody want to put ads in there. And I think we maxed it out. We can afford to pay them $3 per ad.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, $3 an ad. Yeah, definitely sounds right.
Aren't people
Now, what
supposed
do
to
we
be
have
paying
planned?
the show to advertise? That seems backwards.
Yeah, we're just that bad. I mean, that good.
We do have plans, don't we? I think Bam is currently sourcing new music for the show, so it gets a little bit more interesting to listen to in the beginning. Drax setting up so we actually do some live streaming again.
I did one this week.
You did, and then we spent today fixing it.
Hey, gotta work out the bugs.
So yeah, expect more of those. I think Jolly, didn't you have anything you were working on?
Pizza.
Currently, literally a mouthful of pizza is what I'm working on.
Yeah,
My bad.
I called it.
Aren't we all supposed to be recording some fake ads as well to like stitch into the episodes?
We were supposed to, we're supposed to have our breakers done. Yeah.
I have 3 fake ads if you want them. Mine are done. Mine are done.
Sure.
I'll upload them after the episode.
Okay.
When I get my laptop started. Yes, I'm currently on my wife's laptop, yes.
Ben,
But
you just can't win. Either you're breaking your laptops or getting run over by vehicles.
Jesus, don't get me started on that shit. Fuck. It's only the 5th one since I started doing this podcast. It's great. I know, shit finds my face. It's great. Anyway, yes, G, you were right. Drax doing some streamy things. You're doing some things. I'm doing some music. I'm also going to be trying to stream on PlayStation a lot more and set up the Bamster Switch again and stream properly via the PlayStation 4 in beautiful, glorious 1080p. Yay. Jolly, I think, was going to do some video editing for us to make us look a bit more snazzy.
So there are plans for doing things in the next couple of months, before the beginning of this year.
Yes, plans that will fall into effect very soon.
And as usual, I think we have more interviews lined up. I'm particularly looking forward to the next one.
The one tomorrow.
The one you're recording tomorrow, but won't go out for another week, yes.
Yeah, so the one that will go live, not this week coming, but the week next. Yeah, so So the guys listen to this now. Next week there's an interview with myself and Jason. And it's basically a book. Yeah.
And then I think there's a few out-of-band things. Drag and I are working on a post-mortem. Oh, that's in 2 days. I need to prepare.
I got plenty of information in the document, but feel free to add to it. This is going to be interesting. I had never heard of a post-mortem on a video game until you mentioned it. So I went and checked a couple of videos to see how some of the developers had done that before.
Do you want a good source for inspiration for questions? And I want to see the correct thoughts and mindset you need to go into it. Go look at extra credits. Go look there.
Okay.
They're
I can
very
check
good
out
source
their
of
stuff.
information. Extra credits, mate. Go.
Yeah, I went and saw a couple of videos, and oh man, my memory sucks, especially my short-term memory. But I can't remember which site I was watching them off of. But one of the ones I watched was Doom with Mr. Romero and Tom Hall, I think, from talking about how they put together Doom and that whole process went through. Of course, when it's done by developers, they have a lot more information than we're going to have access to. So, they had specific timelines and amounts of money that were spent on development. We're not going to be able to do any of that with SCL, but we'll have a little bit of a timeline and the things that we were privy to on the forums and in the live streams that they did.
When they made Doom, right, they had to actually steal their work computers to take the game home, to work on the game at home, or on a holiday or something. And it was John Romero something else, and they all had like a similar name. Romero, Statham, they all had similar names. And it was a play now, buy later sort of thing, where they could play like the first few levels, and then if you like the game, you could then send a check off to these guys, and they then send the game to you, sort of thing. And God, back in the day, man, and they still made a hell of a lot of money from that. But yeah, anyway, they had to steal their works computers to build Doom, and then they had to pay the company a bit of money towards them using works computers for building the game. God, it's amazing what people in the old days had to do just to make a game.
You were listing names there. I swear, it sounded like you said Statham. So you heard it here first. Apparently, from BAM, Jason Statham worked on Doom back in the day.
I just watched the first Transporter film. I'm sorry. It's a great film. It really is. And I've got Jason Statham on the brain. Plus, the first film, what was it? The Mechanic. The first Mechanic he was in, starred in, was a good film. I'll give it a good rating. But Mechanic 2, absolute dog piss. Absolutely terrible. Would not recommend that film. It has killed the franchise. Completely killed it.
Stop tapping your microphone.
I can't help it. My leg's shaking.
Or your desk.
I can't help it. My leg's shaking.
Are you saying we need to strap you down before each of these podcasts?
Maybe. I've got I don't know what they call it, like a nervous shake. I have to keep my leg moving or something. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. I can't help it, sorry.
I think they call that RLS, Restless Leg Syndrome.
Okay, I have a debilitating form of RLS. There we go.
No, but if you think the Mechanic went bad, did you watch the original Taxi, the movie?
Is that the French version?
The French Taxi movies, yeah.
Yeah, I watched
Taxi
the first one, and then this. I thought it was a bit too much. It was too many car scenes. The best car chase movie I've ever watched was called Ronin, right? That I thought had the right amount of everything in it. Action, thrilling, intrigue, definitely a good car chase that didn't look fake, but the Taxi, I think, was a bit much. The second one was just freaking nuts. The thing could fly. Holy shit.
Well, that was the thing. Taxi 1, 2, and 3 just got stupider and stupider, but the things that were good about them, the fact that they were stupid, kept being good. Then one thing happened. The Americans made a version of it. That was bad.
Is that one with that black chick in the yellow cab?
One of the guys who's now a talk show host in the US was in it as well. I can't remember his face.
Was it? What was her name again? Queen Latifah? Was it? Was that Queen Latifah?
Something like that.
You mean Latifah?
God, dude, I don't know. People have some really weird names. I mean, good God. I'm talking to a guy called Draconis, another guy called G. People have some really weird names.
Yeah, you got a lot of room to talk there, Bam.
Benjamin Havoc.
My name isn't Benjamin.
Monsignor Bam de Havoc.
Well, I know what Bam Havoc is short for, so I'm not going to say it.
Please don't. Please don't.
But yeah, on this one, it was just the epitome of taking a movie and then completely misunderstanding everything that was good about it and re-implementing it. Oh, I've never seen something go from good to bad in that degree. Wow.
And then to worse.
Is that like the scale now? Good, bad, American?
No, but it's weird because a lot of other stuff that you did, Nikita first there was the French movie, then the American movie. The American movie sucks compared to the French one, but it's not. The jump is just not that big. Then there was the Australian TV series. Then there were the American-Canadian TV series, which also just got bad, but nowhere near as much as Taxi did from the French ones to the American one. It was just a completely other scale.
I will agree. Sometimes we do screw up movie series and TV shows and stuff like that. Like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I loved those movies. I didn't mind too much about reading stupid subtitles all the time. And then they did like the American versions, and yeah.
Well, try ABC had The Killing, but there's a Danish version of it, and to the point that in the UK, they show both, and the viewers wouldn't watch the American version. It was just that much worse.
I mean, it makes people want it easy to digest, I guess. Like, we want it in English. Like, there's a show on Netflix right now. It's dubbed in English. It looks so off. I think it's German originally. It's called Dark. It's kind of like a Stranger Things, but a bit less kid-friendly, I suppose.
That one's supposed to be really good.
I started watching a couple episodes in, and I had to rewatch it because I was like, man, I don't know about this. This is kind of off. And I think it was the English dubbing that was throwing me off because it wasn't perfect. So I'm reading subtitles for the German show now, and it seems better.
I need to check if it's on here, and if it's on, I hope it's it has the German and then subtitles for the wife.
I used to prefer to watch if I was watching a foreign film or show. I used to prefer to watch it with subtitles, but as I've gotten older, I think I've gotten lazy because now it's like I feel like I'm missing what's on the screen while I'm reading the subtitles.
That's just being lazy.
Well, I excel at being lazy.
But yeah, like the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series, I watched all those films, read the subtitles, loved the show, loved it. But then the English one, I was like, oh man, this is just it's not there.
So I mostly saw the story. I've seen clips of the movie, but I didn't actually watch the movie myself. There was one of those classical Hong Kong fighting movies where they'd used American actors, but they were speaking English, and then they dubbed that into, I want to say Mandarin, but it's a Hong Kong movie, so Cantonese. And then they re-released the movie in US later on, and they had to redub all of that because they didn't save the original soundtrack, which means it's American actors dubbed in English by other American actors.
That sounds like really bad IT support, like a lot of Google Translate involved.
Oh, I don't know. You want to see some really bad IT support? Go watch the film called The Room. Then you'll know what bad IT support is.
That's like the Franco version of that getting a little publicity here recently.
Really?
It's supposed to be the worst movie ever.
The Disaster Artist or something like that.
Yeah, The Disaster Artist is about making The Room.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, gee, he actually pulled that out of the bag. Good lord. I don't even go there, Drac. Good lord. Hey, doggy.
What's funny?
Jesus.
What's funny is TJ loves that movie for some reason, and he's been trying to get me to watch it, and I just haven't made the time to watch. I'm talking the original, not the Franco remake either.
No, seriously, Drac.
Well, it's not a remake. It's
Just don't watch it.
It's like a movie about the making of The Room, I think.
Well, yeah, close enough, damn it.
Just
don't. It's a cult classic movie. Like,
cult
the movie's
classic.
So bad, people love it. That's what that is.
Well, and he was telling me too that in New York, the guy would go to the theater showings of it and do like a Q&A after the movie.
Good lord, was he that desperate?
I mean, he's getting paid. He's getting paid. He's not desperate. He's getting paid.
Was he getting paid? Damn.
It's like some kind of it's a weird cult classic for sure. It's strange.
No. You can't call it a cult classic because Starship Troopers is a cult classic. You know, this was the first one. The ones that spawned the other Starship films are crap. But the first one's a cult classic. You can't.
No, it's
put
not
the
cult
Room
classic.
in that
it's just
same
classic.
thing.
Yeah, let's go with classic. Let's just go with the classic there, not cult.
Cult classic is if it's a little bit, let's say, underground. Everybody our age and even younger knows Starship Troopers.
Well, Starship Troopers started out, it bombed in the box office. Bombed.
Would you like to hear more? Click here.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Mate, that was brilliant because I can seriously see us being like that in the future. Like, do you want to know more? Click here. Pure propaganda, federale, all that nonsense. I can proper see that happening to us. Proper see that, yeah.
Wait. Can we isolate that and throw it into a podcast somewhere?
Which part? I'm confused.
Would you like to know more? Click here.
think it would be more like, would you like to listen to more?
Would you like to stop listening? Click here.
that might work.
Fair
that
enough.
might work. Click.
Might be overused.
But no, just on that, classic versus cult classic. Pitch Black, that's a cult classic because that's not something a lot of people have watched. But it's good.
Pitch Black is a brilliant film.
Absolutely,
Brilliant
but
film.
it's not one that made any splash. at
No,
all.
but a lot of films didn't make a big splash when they first came out.
Or like Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah. The Time Warp.
That is a classic. Oh yeah, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Seriously, you need to go watch that at least once a year to remind yourself of where you've come from. And thank God you're not going to go back there.
That was an amazing movie. What are you talking about?
It was a terrible film. Good Lord. Rocky Horror
It would be
Picture Show.
great right now. Like, the subject matter in that movie would be amazing right now. As
Well,
PC
go
as everybody
re-release
is.
Go and re-release it then, Julie. I'm sure people will applaud you for it.
It would get awards. I am 100% sure it would get awards if it was released right now.
Didn't they try to do a remake of that?
Oh, I hope not.
I don't know. I thought I saw something somewhere where they were either doing a remake or, oh man, I can't remember. And I forget who it was that was supposed to be playing the part that Tim Curry played.
I could see like Johnny Depp being that character if he wasn't in trouble right now for beating his wife or ex-wife or whatever it was.
Didn't they get in trouble for taking their dogs to Australia or something?
Yes, supposedly.
That's the same guy that sat on the internet with his wife saying, "We're really sorry, blah, 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 blah." He smacked her. Oh, good God. I'm
Yeah,
surprised she didn't
supposedly
just beat him to
he
death.
abused the wife. I don't know if it was that one or if it was a previous one or whatever, but there's a lot of Harry Potter fans who want him removed from the character in the upcoming movie. Because
Dude, Doug, seriously? I'm not even joking, mate. That woman had at least 60 pounds on him. What the hell? She should have kicked his ass. Jesus.
I don't know if it was that particular one. I don't know how many wives he's had in the past. But supposedly he was a wife abuser. I don't know how accurate it is.
Yeah, let's err on the side of caution there. Might not have happened. Might have happened. Let's leave it there.
Yeah, see, okay, I'm seeing it here. They called it the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Let's do the Time Warp again. It's on IMDb, and I guess it was done in 2016.
Never heard of this remake.
I haven't seen it. I heard something about it being happening, that they were doing it, but I haven't watched it.
What's its IMDb rating?
4.3 out of 10. When I started reading that, I thought it was going to be 4.3 out of 5 or something, then I saw /10. I was like, oh, damn.
So what's the original Rocky Horror Picture Show IMDb rating?
Give me a second.
All right, before you tell us, let's get some guesses. Like, what do you assume it's going to be? Bam?
2.
Oh, shit. G,
2.
what about you?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Fair enough.
The remake that was 2 years ago was rated 4.3 out of 10, and he wants to know what your thoughts are for the rating out of 10 on the original.
6.5, the original. What's the original?
Is G going to guess?
I don't know what the original was. I'm sorry.
And that is the correct answer, G. That is the correct answer. Well done, you.
So Jolly was the
6.5.
closest. It's 7.4 out of 10.
There we go. That's right. 2.
Bullshit.
Bam. Screw you, man.
Bullshit.
2.
That film is just as bad as, I'm going to say The Room.
No.
Those two films should be put in a box with, that little timed capsule of poisonous gas and should be left in a room by themselves so that you can remove it from thought. You never know if it's dead until you look, then you know it's dead or not, State of that thing. Like Schrodinger's cat sort of thing.
Schrodinger's movie box.
There we go. Oh God, I've got the Amazon screensaver. No, Netflix screensaver on my TV right now. It's just got a show called Bill Nye Saves the World. What?
Season 2.
Bill Nye looks so old.
Bill.
Bill Nye, the science guy. Oh, mate, I used to watch it when I was a kid, like, seriously.
We watched that in biology class, I think it was, or something like that.
You watched TV in school.
All the time. Anytime there was a substitute teacher,
We got to watch...
they would wheel the cart in with the TV on the top of the cart. It was like a golden, like, whoa, like there was sirens and stuff singing in the background.
I remember my homeroom class at one of the high schools I went to. We'd watch TV in the mornings, and it was funny because our teacher would sometimes be late. So if she was late, we would be watching whatever we wanted. And unfortunately, we could usually only get like the PBS channel, so we'd be watching Sesame Street. And,
Nothing over there.
Yeah, but the funny thing was, when she showed up on time, we didn't really get to watch it much. But if she showed up like 5 or 10 minutes late, everybody would make a ruckus when she tried to turn it off.
Wait, hang on a minute.
Well, we watched propaganda in the morning, pretty much. What was it called, like Channel 1 News or something like that they broadcast in the classrooms?
I can't believe you guys watch TV at school. And Jolly's saying that when the TV got wheeled into the classroom, when you opened the door, the angels were seeing, light casting through the doorway.
The lights would be dark, and all of a sudden the teacher would open the door, and the light from the hallway would shine in, and the TV would just... And yeah, it was a good day right there.
Yeah, I think that answers a lot of my questions I have for Jolly and Drac.
American education right there.
Watch TV in school. Brilliant. The one place
Did you have any movies or anything, Bam?
What, sorry?
Did you watch any movies?
No, mate, no. I can't say no. We got Death by PowerPointed, fucking chalkboards. None of this fancy erase boards with marker pen. Chalkboards. God. Good God.
We had one day, 8th grade, 7th grade? 8th grade. German teacher shows up quite excited. We're all gonna watch a movie. And I think it was 3 classes worth of kids in one big room watching this German movie. And the only thing I remember from the whole movie was a woman driving in a open-top car. A lorry pulls out in front of her. The car fits under the lorry, under the truck, but her head didn't. So it comes flying off and blood all over the place. So, okay, good movie for a bunch of 8th graders.
It started out sounding like a Fast and Furious movie until you talked about her losing her head.
I just find it amazing that the Germans allow women to drive cars. Good God.
And that was another episode of the Bamster Show.
Well, I was going to say, Bam, have you seen German women? Because I know when I lived there, man, some of the German women there, you don't want to argue with them.
No, dude. No.
I've seen some of them.
Was German, and yeah, her mom was kind of scary.
No, dude, seriously, some of those broad birds chicks have got like 60, 70 pounds on me, and I'm not a small boy either. That was a bit of a unfair statement. I'm a very big fan of one particular a wheel operator called Shabine Smith, and I tell you what, big fan of her, big fan.
Are you just saying this so they don't like kick your ass there, Bam? Like,
no, I don't really care either way, to be really honest. But Shabine Smith is a very, 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 very good a wheel operator. Yeah, she can drive a car, mate, very well.
She's also pretty okay as a host. She's just not particularly funny. Her comedic timing's a bit off.
She's German? I need to say more.
Germans making jokes.
Yeah, and just perhaps on the size thing, as somebody in mainland Europe, there's a reason why over here we consider Germans, the Americans of Europe.
Because
they're like freaking awesome. Cool.
I was going to say complete arseholes, but I didn't want to offend Videx. I like Videx. He's a nice guy.
Okay, have you insulted everybody? Because at this point we sound like idiots again.
Yes, I called Drac and Jolly idiots by proxy, and I think I've offended the German, the French, the...
Wait a minute, when didn't we sound like idiots? You're making it sound like there was a time we didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
Drawing a blank there, right? You're right, and he was correct.
And sorry, I was a bit distracted earlier. I was following a line of links down, Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick, and apparently they're making a final movie in that series.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't they already make a final movie in that series where he funded it and he was the producer and it was absolutely shit?
You're thinking Chronicles of Riddick, right?
I don't know what it was, right? But I know the one where he was the actor and there was like the planet Helios 1. That was a good one. That was okay. Then there was an anime.
Yeah, he mortgaged his house to pay for the last production of the last movie.
Yeah, there we go. That one. It was okay, right? It was okay. I wouldn't rate it any higher than a 7, but the story was lacking. Massively.
Wait, you're going to give that a 7, but Rocky Horror Picture Show's a 2?
Yeah, damn right. Rocky Horror Picture Show deserves to be shoved in a box with the room in another room.
Is your scoring system like golf?
It's more like tennis, mate. 15.
Well, look, I feel like I should mention this since we did talk about Starship Troopers and Casper Van Dien was in that one, and he was also in a movie called The Omega Code. Do not waste time on that one. Oh my God.
Who's Casper Von Dien?
He was the lead in Starship Troopers.
Thought the lead was the chick. That was the pilot.
Okay, he was the lead guy.
Oh.
It was like the
And also
blonde
just
dude
because-
who played football or whatever. And
Yeah.
got
Oh.
some in the tent, right? Isn't that the dude?
The guy
Oh,
from
that
Hobbits.
dude that got some in the tent. Ah, yeah, yeah, that dude. That's a freakish example of what a man should look like. Yes. Very jealous of him.
But Bam, you said all the other Starship Troopers were bad. The last one was actually good.
Are you talking about the animated series?
Yes.
There we go. That was 3 seasons. I actually watched it when I was, a kid. They were pretty good.
And don't write to us and complain that Starship Troopers had nothing to do with the book. We know. That's besides the point.
They had nothing to do with the book. Absolutely nothing. But didn't the guy that made Starship Troopers also do Terminator and RoboCop? Or have I missed the plot here a bit?
I don't remember that far back.
I don't know. I'm sure he did RoboCop as well.
That's before my drinking days.
No, I'm sure he did RoboCop. The guy that did Starship Troopers did RoboCop. I'm sure of it.
The old school RoboCop.
Yeah. Not the new school, old school.
I gotta say, I actually kind of enjoyed the new one, except for I just found that the ending was a little bit anticlimactic. I would have liked a little bit more out of the ending for that movie, but other than that, I liked it.
No, the thing is, I don't get about the new RoboCop is he still had his hand. What the fudge cake, bro? He had your hand? Why? You have half your face and some of your brain and maybe an eyeball, but your hand? What? No, dumb, just dumb. That reminds me of an anime back in the 70s where this cop got blown and all he had was his tongue that was left over. Yeah.
Well, you got to be able to taste things. I mean, what is
Yeah,
life
not the
without being
things
able to
he
taste
was
bacon?
tasting. If I remember my anime correctly, not the things he was tasting. Yeah, I had
Therefore,
two.
because while we were drinking. I also know while we were drinking.
My bad. Yeah.
Do we say any kind of goodbye, or are you just going to cut it there?
Yeah, I'll say goodbye. Solid. I'll put my beer down first. Right, guys. Well, thank you very much for listening to us for the past hour. And yes, you can thank us for wasting an hour of your lives. From myself,
what we
Bam
do
Havoc. From myself, Bam Havoc. Love you all. Thank you for listening to Pratlon for the 100th episode. We just wanted to have a bit of a break. Yes. Much love, people. I'm out. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
See you next time. Later.